Hey, how's it going everyone? Here with the Renji Abarai S.H.Figuarts, the second Bleach Figuarts release, again from the 1000 Year Blood War arc. Now for Renji it doesn't really matter because it's basically always the same throughout the series, so that's pretty cool actually. Actually more excited for Renji than I was for Ichigo. If you saw my review for Ichigo, you're not really sold on the line. And yeah, at this point, I still have not pre-ordered Byakuya, and I don't think I will be. I think I'll just hold off. If I see him cheap in store, I might pick him up. Otherwise, I may just see where the line goes, and if we ever get Urahara, he's who I really want. Urahara, Kon, original Ichigo. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, a bit more excited about this release. Again, fantastic packaging. Love the design with the ink splatters. And it's like how the box has been cut, especially with him in the pose to draw his sword. So that's really cool. Again, we've got the image showcasing Renji on the side. And then on the back, nice images showcasing the different faceplates and the main sword that he does come with. What was it? Zabimaru, I think was his sword name from memory. Man, I really need to reread or watch Bleach again. It's been way too long. But yeah, anyway, let's pop him out of a box and we can check out all the accessories that he does come with. Okay, so Renji himself in the centre there with a real basic neutral look. And then we've got the slightly smiling face there. The shouting, the subtly, small amount of teeth showing sad or upset or a disgruntled look, and then the kind of disgusted look there, kind of shocked one. We have the loose spread hands for holding the sword, and a bit more of a relaxed sword, which pairs beautifully with his sheathed sword on the left here, as he can kind of get in to draw it out, which is cool. And then we've got the main sword sitting at the back there. So really nice arrangement of faceplates and accessories with this figure. Definitely more than what Ichigo came with. But anyway, let's pop them out and we can check out the overall finish for this release. Okay, so as Renji swings around here, we can take a quick look at the sword, which is really cool. Nice colour separation from the darker and the lighter grey and silver, and same with the handle there. And the guard plate with the kind of gold colour, which blends lovely with that natural green colouring. It's the same on the sheathed sword as well, and this does attach by a basic peg. And you can also pop this off like so, or maybe a little bit harder. There we go, that will just pop right off. So you can mix and match the swords easily enough. Now the pleats on Renji definitely I feel nicer than Ichigo, a little bit more subtle, not as many, which is really good. The colouring for the hair, that nice kind of dark maroon colour is sweet, and then the colour separation with the belt is really nice as well. But again, not pure white, a subtle grey tint running through it, which is nice. It does blend in a bit nicer with the black overall Shinigami look. Again, with the headband, we've got the hair tie as well, so the colour separation is nice, and the tattoos on the neck and chest crisp and clean there as well. Again, all the folds and lines throughout his gi. Actually, I'm not sure what the Shinigami uniform is actually called, but all the lines and folds in the clothing is really nice, and again, the elbow joints kind of blend in really well too. The shoes have lovely texture on the bottom as well for the jandals, and again with the single toe sock there as well. Okay, so moving over to articulation, his bangs will move independently of each other, which is really nice. A bit more limited motion. If you have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Vegeta figure, very similar to that. The motion going forward is pretty good, and he has more range of motion looking up compared to the Ichigo figure as well, which is great. Again, left and right swivel is really nice with tilt. Everything here does feel really nice and fluid. The elbow joints, again, everything moves around really nice. We have a lovely curvature into the chest, so his arm can swing around without too much of a hindrance from his upper body design as well, which is great. The arm itself has the bicep swivel, and then the elbow will move, and the way it's designed with the V, it does allow the articulation to come up and around despite having the bulky design. The wrist peg itself is pretty basic, and your standard usual range of motion there. the inner arm part here will swivel around a little bit, so you do have some motion there, so you can swing it around to line up the required poses that you want to make. Now the chest area itself, definitely more motion than Ichigo. It goes forward pretty well, going back again is nice. We can got the left and right diagonal motion too. The sword itself, since it's on that peg, will move up and down and around, so not too much issue there. And you can always pop it off, though it will kind of leave that ugly peg. The waist area will swivel around without any issue. Again, the leg can swivel forward really well. Going back, definitely limited by the butt flap, which is very common on the Dragon Ball figures lately, and it's crossed over to these figures too. I don't know why. It would be nice if we can swing around. I mean, it does look nicer on the back just to be covered, but it does limit the articulation, unfortunately. Really good range there though, for being able to do the splits. And then we've got the usual upper thigh swivel, and then the knee joint. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Not quite as good as Ichigo because it is a bit wider, but definitely sufficient. Now coming down to the ankle, again, same as Ichigo, moves pretty well. The updated design from the Naruto figures would have been a great addition though. We do have the usual toe tip range, and this part is fixed and won't swivel, so you only have the ankle motion. Moving over to the faces, this is the base neutral one. Again, very nice, and a bit more of a smaller eye design on Renji here, and with the subtle frown look. I mean, overall it is pretty nice. One extra point I do want to point out that I didn't earlier is that you can actually see the underlying scalp on the top there, which is really cool. The second face is fantastic. It has that subtle mouth open smiling look, and it's probably my favourite of the bunch. Next up is that full on mouth open screaming one. Really cool. Detail on the tongue is fantastic, and again we've got the extra lines above the nose there to bring forth the emotion. The fourth face here is the kind of concerned, subtle mouth open frown look. Again, this one's really nice, great detailing in the eyes. And then finally we've got the shocked face here. It's got all the detailing for the mouth and the eyes, the little sweat coming down the cheek there. This is great. Definitely a fun face, and it'll be really cool if we get Kon in the future to really utilize these goofy-esque faces, especially with a Rukia figure. Okay, so we've got Ichigo and Renji here. Renji utilizing the cool hands he comes with for holding onto the sheath, as well as the fully extended sword, which is really badass. Definitely love this hand. He can kind of just grip around the end of his sheath there, which is really cool. Probably one of my favourite poses for him, either that or when he's just about to draw his sword. I'm not sure which one I want to use in the display yet. I need to ponder a bit more. But anyway, Ichigo here, Renji. I feel like Renji brings out the potential in Ichigo. These two together definitely look a lot better. Ichigo by himself, I'm still not sold. And I would have loved to see maybe Renji's pants on Ichigo here. I think that would have, elevated Ichigo a little bit more. I do think Renji here is the stronger of the two figures. I guess that can lead us into the pros and cons, I guess. Renji pros, less pleats, so the pants look better for me. Doesn't stick out as a immediate thought for being a licorice all sword. The sword looks really cool. The fact that you can pop the handle off the sheath so you can have both looks easily without looking weird is great. The design for the elbows works really well to allow for further articulation while maintaining the design. Again, the hair colour is nice, how the bangs move, the printing, everything on them is looking really crisp and clean. He actually comes with a good selection of accessories in terms of 4 different face plates, as well as obviously the option with the sword in and out. So yeah, overall, definitely a lot more pros, I think, compared to the Ichigo release. Cons, you know what? No major con, I would say. He lives up to what the character is, comes with a decent amount of accessories. He's not normally a really joyful character anyway, always pretty serious a little bit. So he has that covered in his face plates, and he does have that one shocked look, which will work really good with a Dukia figure. So yeah, actually I can't really think of any major con. Yeah, overall a pretty good representation for the Bleach line. Maybe if they started with him, I would be a bit more hyped for going forward. And Byakuya does look really good as well, but I'm still holding off. Maybe once he is in, basically in shop on discount, I might get to go for these guys as well. Definitely, you know, not 100% sold on the line yet. Please do drop a comment below what you think about the 2 releases so far. If you are all on board the Bleach S.H.Figuarts train or not, or if you've already jumped out at the, you know, one of these 2 stations for a bit of a fun, weird train metaphor. But yeah, I will be posting more photos of Renji here at the end of the video and on Instagram and so forth, so keep an eye out for those over the next couple of days. But yeah, that rounds out the Renji video here. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe, it definitely does help. And yeah, more photos for Renji will be going up at the end of the video and on Instagram over the next few days. And if you missed the Ichigo review, you can go check that on the channel, as well as others for Naruto, Dragon Ball, Jujutsu Kaisen, Monster Arts, and yeah, other random stuff. But yeah, again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, cheers!